Back Row Ministry of the World, I'm Mr. Moxley coming at you again live and direct. Whew. They do it for Tom. Just like in WWE, we say they do it for Roman. In the NFL, they do it for Tom. Once again, Tom Brady beats another rookie quarterback, this time beating down Trubisky and the Chicago Bears, the team with the so-called best defense in the league. And Tom comes in and just picks this defense apart. And funny things with that game yesterday. So if you look at the numerology from yesterday, it was a day with 31 numerology and 69 numerology. So of course the Bears lose with 31 points, matching the numerology for the day. And if you take 31 plus 39, of course you get 69, which was, there was 69 numerology for the day. So the score ends with a total combined points from both teams of 69 points. This is just how they do it, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could tell you anything different, but the big thing is they do it for Tom. More regurgitated football. Tom the Great. Tom can't be beat. Tom can come in and pick apart even the best defenses in the league. He made the Jaguars look bad. Now he makes the Bears defense look bad because he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I remember commentators say this is the greatest American in the world was Tom Brady. They do it for Tom. And if you're not sick of regurgitated football, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't even watch the games yesterday because I knew they were going to find a way to do it. The minute Gronk was at the house, I knew they were about to do it for Tom. Because they want to make it as though this is the greatest quarterback in the history of the sport, which is a bunch of bullshit. This is a created piece of crap who, you know, was a bench warmer even at Michigan. And they created him. And now they want him to be Superman. You know, he can beat anybody. But it's always rigged and scripted. It's always matching the numerology of the day, how it does things. So it's a big emphasis on Tom being 41, which we know is a 13 prime number. It's going to be a lot of they do it for Tom. And watch New York tonight and that game in Atlanta. If New York wins that game, let's watch to see if they have regurgitation bull number 3 playing between Tom Brady and Eli Manning. I'm still going towards the Boston, LA narratives. We've seen Boston, LA in baseball. Somehow they're going to make it in basketball because, you know, they got to do it for LeBron too. So, you know, watching LA, Boston, possibly in basketball and possibly in football. Right now, the Rams are the best team in the league. Should be totally unstoppable. Shouldn't be beat. And Tom will find a way because they do it for Tom. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he can't be beat. And this is the garbage of sports. Not allowing the fans to pick the star, but basically forcing the star down your throat. Acting like, you know, this guy's the greatest thing. I mean, his team, the offensive line is just great. You know, every game they're great. They don't lose against rookie quarterbacks. Think about it. Rookie quarterbacks don't fare too good against the Patriots. And I heard one broadcaster 2 weeks ago say, after Tom and won, there is now a balance in the league. I think after they beat Kansas City, that was the statement that was made, that finally there's order out of chaos. I mean, we talk about the order out of chaos committee. There's the order out of chaos. So the chaos was they didn't know who the best team is, and here comes Tom to bring back in the order, stating that the Patriots are always going to be the best team. So this is just what you get. You know, you get regurgitated football, you get regurgitated stars. And leagues hurt because they don't take the time to move to another stock quick enough. They got to ride things until they fall apart. And they're going to ride Tom Brady for the last season. This is his last season. He pretty much falls apart. And it's getting old. It's getting real old. It's getting real old. So this is what you get. Possibly Boston, LA in football. Possibly Boston, LA in basketball. Pretty much, you know, this is what they want to give you. And if people still don't think this stuff is staged, yesterday, like I say, go on GeMattrinator.com, go to date durations in a new version. You'll see that yesterday, and if you add 10 plus 21 plus 20 plus 18 gets 69. That's pretty much how you get numerology numbers. So yesterday, of course, was a day with 69 numerology. It's no coincidence that the game ended with a total score of 69. Tom is a ritual guy. They use Tom for every ritual. 13 numerology yesterday. 41 to 13 prime number. So none of this stuff we are saying is hocus pocus. This is just what they've been doing for a long period of time. And for those people that still get heartburn and high blood pressure and all this stuff based upon football, stop. Stop. Stop going crazy for this crap. I mean, just watch it like wrestling. Pretty much just try to, you know, pick the ending as we do in wrestling. That's how we enjoy wrestling. We try to pick the ending. And, you know, we talk about the company if the ending doesn't make sense. But don't be thinking that these guys are really going out there competing, because they're not. Just like in wrestling, you can get seriously injured doing that stuff. They compete hard, but they already know how the ending is going to be. They already know. They already know. I went to see the Atlanta-Tampa Bay game. They knew how that game was going to end it. The fantasy football guys were saying that Jameis Winston was going to have a big day in that game. And if you watch the first half of that game, Jameis Winston looked like straight garbage, kept getting sacked. And I kept asking my friend and telling him, I'm like, well, the fantasy football guys are saying Jameis is supposed to do all this today. I mean, what's going to happen? Something's got to happen where they pick Jameis and put Jameis on the pedestal like this. And they're not right all the time, but all of them were the same way. By the second half, here come famous Jameis connecting with all his receivers. So basically scripted out a fantasy football outcome until the end of the game where, you know, the outcome of Atlanta winning that game based upon their win-loss percentage. They had lost, Tampa Bay had lost 24 games. That day was a day with 24 numerology. So, of course, Atlanta was going to hold serve with the amount of losses. Well, they lost 24 games. Atlanta lost 24. So, of course, they held serve and didn't get the 25th loss on the day with 24 numerology. It's just how they do it. It's real easy. I told my boy straight up after they stated this at the beginning of the game. They made sure they put out the team record and told you about the 24 losses. I went to JermaineTrainer.com, looked up the numerology for the day and saw that it was a day with 24 numerology. I was like, they just told you who's going to win the game early on. I'd already picked Atlanta winning anyway. But they gave away who the winner was going to be. And if you saw that game at halftime, Atlanta had 24 points. This is how they do it. There's no hocus pocus. It's really simple and easy. Once you master it, it's simple and easy. Think about this today. Ray Caruth gets out after 17 years in prison. 17 we know is the kill number. If you've been watching my videos, kill is 17. Anything that has to do with killing is 17. Anything that has to do with death always has something to do with 7. If you watch certain movies, anytime there's a scene or they're talking about somebody dying, you always see the number 7 pop up. Death is 38. You always see that number. But they always put the number out there for you. They tell you the number, but if you don't know the system or the science, you're going to be ass out. The over and under. Field goal kickers are missing kicks. Basically, the kick to keep the point spread. They've been doing it for a long period of time. So they'll come up just miss a kick to keep the point spread or to make sure that the game ends at the number they want it to end. Kemba Walker got 39 points the other night on a day with 39 numerology. And Kemba's really into the science. He got 41 points the first home opener. They lost, but he gets 41 points on a day with 41 numerology. Then they have 112 points in which they win with. Where they lose with, and they 112 numerology for that day. So this is just how these people do it. I mean, I wish I could tell you something different, but it's real simple. It's not. The science is not difficult. The science is not a difficult thing. So don't get your blood pressure up as we continue to say. College football, total garbage. Totally not worth watching anymore. That Alabama game, if you go to JermaineTrainer.com, do all the numbers, the numerology for that day is going to pop up. They basically are just allowing Alabama to win games. Right now, Alabama and Clemson are on a collision course. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I know a lot of people think Ohio State, but all the reports, all the news, if you've been watching, Clemson has been in the news a lot. We just had the Danforth collapsing, and then Clemson near a town near Clemson. So possibly a Clemson collapse. We don't know, but it's been a lot of focus on Clemson. A lot of focus on Clemson. So watch that in the national championship. We got the big three right now: Ohio State, Clemson, and Alabama. Alabama's slated to lose. Anytime a team is winning like that, you already know they're going to lose. That's a gambler's dream, to bet against that team and make a lick. Because, I mean, there's no money in it. If they win, there's no money in it. They have to lose so you can get paid. The only way Las Vegas is going to get paid is to have a bunch of suckers betting on Alabama. So, you know, they can get a big payday. But, you know, they do it for Tom, as I always say. They do it for Tom. Be watching for Tom in the Super Bowl, possibly. Another regurgitated Tom Brady bull, you know, just to bore the shit out of the fans. And I'll be doing what I did last year, playing Xbox and watching movies during the Super Bowl. Peace and hair grease.